You're the one who can't rest until you know the truth. Someone gives you a vague answer, and your mind instantly starts digging for what's missing. You sense when someone's hiding something, and you can't let it go until you get the real story. You ask direct questions, push for clarity, and feel restless with half-truths, or just trust me. In relationships, you want honesty even if it's uncomfortable? At work, you're the one who asks, what's really going on? You can't stand office politics or secrets. Meanwhile, you watch others accept good enough and move on, but you can't. Inside, you wonder, why do I need to know the truth so badly? Why can't I just let things go like everyone else? If you're the person who can't rest until you know the truth, what psychology says about your mind is something most people never hear, and it might completely change how you see this too much side of yourself. You probably heard it all before. You're too blunt. You're difficult. You never let things go. Or why can't you just trust people? Maybe you've been told you're hard to work with, never satisfied, or always looking for problems. You might even feel guilty for pushing for answers, or for making people uncomfortable with your need for clarity. Sometimes you try to let things slide, but the urge to dig is too strong. Other people seem to accept good enough. You feel uneasy until you know what's real. You wonder if you're exhausting to be around, or if you're just wired differently. Most people like you stop here and decide they're just exhausting or suspicious, but that's only because nobody ever explained what your need-to-know brain is actually built to do. Here's the reframe. Psychology suggests that people who always need to know the truth are often truth seekers with a clarity-driven, pattern-sensitive mind. Your brain is wired to spot inconsistencies, dig for meaning, and connect dots. You're not trying to be difficult, you're trying to make sense of the world and protect yourself from being blindsided. If you've been lied to, gaslighted, or manipulated before, your system learned. Don't just listen, look for the pattern. You're not just suspicious, you're a truth seeker, and that's a real strength. Your radar for honesty is a form of self-protection and a drive for real connection. In the next part, we'll unpack why your mind digs for honesty, how pattern recognition and past wounds shape this trait, and how you can use your truth-seeking as a gift, not just a defense. Let's break down what's really driving your need for truth. First, there's truth-seeking and pattern recognition. Your brain is tuned to spot inconsistencies, half-answers, and subtle shifts in stories or tone. You notice when something doesn't add up, when people dodge questions, or when the energy in the room changes. This radar is often unconscious. You just know when something feels off, even if you can't explain why. Second, there's discomfort with ambiguity, lies, or gaslighting. I have a low tolerance for ambiguity. Or dishonesty, just trust me, feels like a red flag. If you've ever been lied to, manipulated, or gaslighted, your nervous system learned to crave clarity and proof. You may feel anxious, restless, or even angry until you get the real story. Third, there are past betrayal or manipulation wounds. You've been burned by broken trust. Your system learned to protect itself by digging for the truth. You may have been shamed for asking questions, so now you push harder for honesty. This isn't cynicism, it's learned wisdom, and it keeps you from repeating old pain. Most people just see you as too blunt. They never see the pattern tracking, the need for clarity, and the old lessons your mind is running every time you dig for the truth. The next step is learning how to use this trait for connection, not just for defense. Here's where your truth-seeking can be both a superpower and a stumbling block. Your drive for honesty is a real strength. It makes you insightful, trustworthy, and less likely to be fooled. But it can also become rigidity. You push too hard, alienate others, or miss out on connection because you can't let things be. Sometimes the search for truth keeps you from enjoying the moment or trusting people who've earned it. On the outside, it looks like integrity. On the inside, it can quietly become mistrust or loneliness. A gentle self-check. Right now, is my need for truth helping me grow, or is it keeping me from connecting or letting go? When you see it clearly, your story stops being, "I'm just difficult" or exhausting, and starts sounding more like the truth. You're a truth seeker, a clarity-driven, pattern-sensitive mind in a world that often rewards easy answers. You value honesty, depth, and real connection? That's a strength. The work now is to let your truth-seeking be a gift, not a burden. Ask for honesty with kindness. Learn when to let go and trust your own radar without letting it turn into suspicion. Try tiny experiments. Let a small ambiguity go, or trust someone who's earned it. Even if you don't have every answer, over time, you'll teach your system that you can be both discerning and open. If this felt like someone finally explained your need to know brain, you're not alone, and you're not too much for needing clarity. Subscribe and stay close if you want more videos that decode traits like this without shaming you. And tell me in the comments what truths you always dig for, because next, we're going even deeper into how clarity-driven minds like yours can thrive. Even in a world that sometimes prefers comfort over truth,